Forgings are a critical part of our weapon systems, but not everyone knows what a forging is. It is a manufacturing process where metal is pressed, pounded, or squeezed under great pressure into high-strength parts known as forgings.
We're delivering the production airplanes now on a regular basis.
We were able to quickly ramp up to 10,000 parts a month.
For the Defense Logistics Agency, a DoD combat support agency, forgings are all about keeping our warfighters mission ready. And the agency's Research and Development Division is constantly looking for innovative ways to supply the military. One such program is ProForge, and it demonstrates how DLA works with its supply chains for forgings to reduce costs and lead times. Initiated in 2003, ProForge improves the design and acquisition process for forgings.
The objective of that is to reduce costs, reduce lead times, improve product performance, enhance the supply chain so that it's more responsive. Those are the goals that we work towards.
One area in which DLA has achieved those goals is in the manufacturing technique called forging.
Typically, forgings are used in parts that require durability and strength, such as gears, aircraft structural parts, aircraft landing parts, or hooks.
These components go into our transmissions, they go into our airframes, they go into our control systems, and many of these parts are what we call flight safety parts.
The strength of forged parts is what makes them as crucial to today's warfighters as they were to ancient warriors. But there are challenges when it comes to buying forgings. One is the lead time required.
The problem is that the lead times are long usually, and it's very costly to do this, at least to initially start it up.
The reason is that there aren't many sources for forgings.
Because the supply base is very limited. The materials that we're dealing with are very specialized. The components are relatively complex, and the requirements are very stringent to produce them.
The other challenge is acquiring forgings for weapon systems that are no longer in production, but still in use.
Say the part hasn't been made in a while, and that forging tooling might get lost or scrapped or sold, and then if we have to recreate it or get new made, it can be very expensive and time consuming. A forging tooling can cost anywhere between a couple thousand and a couple $100,000.
But in the case of a system like the B-52 bomber, in production since 1950, DLA's need for forged parts can last many decades. So forging strong partnerships with suppliers is important. Through ProForge, DLA partners with prime contractors that subcontract for forgings. These partnerships have produced many success stories, like the one with Sikorsky. It started in the year 2000, when Sikorsky began developing the Army's UH-60M, an updated Black Hawk helicopter. At first, Sikorsky built the airframe using components carved out of solid blocks of metal.
And we were throwing away about 95% of the material we were buying, because this might start off as a 3-inch thick block of aluminum, 4 by 8 inches wide, and you'd carve away all this material and that would leave you the part.
Sikorsky knew forgings would save money and materials, but the lead times were prohibitively long.
So that led to this ProForge project, which is meant to improve the design and acquisition process for forged products. With a forging, you can start off with a lesser amount of input weight, so there's much less machining required, there's much less material waste involved, and many times you get better properties out of a component like this than you do out of a part made out of a block.
Through ProForge, Sikorsky and Consolidated Industries work together as a team to reduce lead times and eliminate waste in the supply chain. ProForge made the production process even more efficient.
We took the top 80% of the details that we make on a regular basis, and we process mapped all of those details. And we came up with ways of reorganizing our facility and streamlining the amount of time it takes to make products. And we estimate that for our aluminum product line, we took 2 weeks out of a roughly 10-week cycle, which is a fairly significant reduction. So it's a 20% reduction in the lead time to make those products.
We also were able to save some money to the Defense Logistics Agency on many of the components. We're delivering the production airplanes now on a regular basis.
Another ProForge success story kept warfighters on the road in their Humvees. When ball joints for Humvees were in such high demand that they were backordered, DLA partnered with Ulven Industries to solve the problem. Ulven had experience with this type of manufacturing, but the increased demand required faster production. So DLA sponsored a lean project study at Ulven to streamline both their office and shop floor operations.
By using the Job Shop Lean program that was supported through the Forging Defense Manufacturing Consortium, we were able to establish and set up a totally lean manufacturing production line, and we were able to quickly ramp up to 10,000 parts a month and delivered almost 250,000 parts to take care of the quality and the back order situation.
Supporting the warfighter through innovative thinking is the ultimate goal of DLA's R&D manufacturing technology program. As missions evolve, so will the partnerships and the solutions needed to supply the military with the parts they need to stay mission ready.